So,
Please continue.
yeah, last time, now recording rolls on, last time when we met our heroes, or anti-heroes, or whatever, of the glorious Inquisition, they just began, rather they punched it, and they are warp traveling to a specific location that supposedly possesses ancient weapon dating back to golden age of humanity that if it truly exists might be able to stop oncoming darkness beyond Halo Star's sector that some psychers, some still alive, some sadly dead, were suggesting that yeah, probably the biggest Tyrannid hive fleet in recorded history was coming over. So the beginning will be kinda unorthodox, but just bear with me until I give you a chance to do stuff, and of course later I will explain my reasoning why I did that and why it wasn't really unavailable. But yeah, so we begin this session as we get fade in, camera pans in and sees two puppets on strings, and around it's dark. There are some faint whispers, some mad laughter, other strange stuff that hint to us that this is not really usual human thing, especially as we go higher and we see hands of, it turns out, not a human, but a creature of chaos, having fun with those puppets, like a chess master who bides his time, and suddenly at some point his head rises up. He has on his face there's plastered ugly smug smile. He opens his eyes. There's peering intelligence behind them, as the one who plotted his revenge for 1,000 years stands up and whispers and says, we don't know if to himself or to somebody else whom we don't see, and now the pieces fall to their place. It is time. Execute my orders.
Execute Order 66.
Yeah, I just when I thought about what he would say, I was like, fuck, execute. Fucking Star Wars, execute Order 66. Ah!
Or you could have just been a bit more lewd and be Execute Order 69. Eyebrow waggle.
Yeah, and then it turns out Marabas is a fucking follower of Slanish. Hey,
That
babe.
would be a first.
And yeah,
And that's when Xanthus comes in with his shaping flash.
no! And then we fade to dark, and there is no immediate cut to next scene, but some sounds start coming by. Sounds of some shouts, alarm sirens going off, metal crunching, perhaps ship falling down, and instead of finding heavy cannons. So hiss at the very beginning, hiss, sounds of gas, and then it cuts out, and all of you you wake up as you realize that darkness overtook you, and you find yourselves in a pretty strange and a new position, so to speak.
What?
As you open your eyes, you realize that you are in one room that it's pretty certain it's not on ship. The walls look pretty old, and the room itself is cut into several holding prison cells, and each and every one of you is in one. The walls look, and there are no bars. There is like a.
Do we feel like we've been drugged at all?
You might, but before you ask questions,
Okay.
like
Sorry.
it might not be quick, but I will just give a description who's in there.
Sure.
So each and every one of you is like one person. What seems to be a cell, although strangely enough there is absolutely nothing in there. So there is no toilet, no bed, no nothing. It's like a very aesthetic version, like a prison. I don't know if you watched Thor: Dark World, when Loki, like what Loki's cell was, but without any furniture. So there is like not really a force-filled glass, but something along the line that you can see through. And as you like wake up and take a look at your surroundings, you realize that you are on the one side. On another, there is okay. For now, it's fine. And on the another, you see that there are also a few different cells. Most of them are empty, but in now I need to wonder where exactly. Okay, so in one of them, you definitely see Priest Exalta. Yes, like she's like still unconscious, lying face to the floor, but it's pretty obvious that it's hopefully still alive. Shit, where's that handout? Okay. And you see, as you recognize in two other cells, members of Maximilian crew. Specifically, there is a navigator, you think. One of the like closest bodyguards, some sort of like leader of military police or like guards on the ship that does usual patrols. And what's maybe surprising for some, also Maximilian himself. And you see that to the, like your cells are on the west side of the building, the others on the east side, and the building itself, like you're not sure if this is entirely on the main prison floor that you are in, it's not too big. And to the south side, close by, you see that several like boxes, and you see that very probably quickly your equipment has been dropped off, and for now just until your well, captures decide what to do, because as you woke up you realize that you are not alone, and yeah, you see, well, you see first of all very, oh shit, sorry, my train of thought is slowly losing. Like at first you hear footsteps, and then in front of you at the very center of the room you see a reptilian creature, kinda rather tall, in robes, in one hand holding staff, stepping in, and accompanied by two, well, it's pretty obvious that two Chaos Space Marines. In... Would you know that? Yeah, it without any rolls you figured out that they are in Terminator armors.
Oh shit. Fucking, I told you guys Maximilian was a faggot.
You remember that he was a He's for now in prison.
Fucking knew he was a bastard. I knew it.
You will see what
Fucking
happens.
knew it.
You will see what
I have
happens.
questions about how he did this to us.
Yeah. I mean, like
It's
how
something we missed, and I'm gonna kick myself because it's gonna be something so fucking simple
know.
as well.
No, I mean like how he
Not
did.
really.
Like, I'm
Didn't
immune to poison. I'm immune to
Did
poison.
He just fucked us. Yeah, I told you he was a fucking heretic. I knew
believe
it.
you. I believe you.
guys, you'll see. I mean,
Pause,
John
damn
is
it,
right,
pause.
but you'll see.
You said that. Hold up. What did you just say? Maximilian's coming down here accompanied by.
No.
Okay.
Reptilian creature. Maximilian, you saw, is unconscious in one of the opposite cells.
That's what I'm confused about. Maximilian's down here with us. What is John complaining about?
I know. He fucked us.
It's a bluff.
All right, let's keep going.
Yeah, you will see.
Just
As for
for,
like how they did it, I mean, I didn't work out specific. It's just burning fate points. That's what I mentioned in one of the previous session. This is the moment when they decide click, and it.
So who has to burn?
Not you, like, the planners did that stuff.
So,
Well,
to reiterate, the ship was struck by something and we awakened to find ourselves in this cell.
Do bear in mind that this is the exact same scenario that was described when we first found Maximilian. That he was the last person on the ship, unconscious, and that there were traitor legions aboard it.
You are pretty sure you are not on board the ship.
Do we have our armor, our weapons?
It's in the crates on the
I'm
other side of the
curious
room.
as to what's literally
there's-
on my person.
There's probably we're probably just in our boxes and underwear, I can
Well,
imagine.
the thing is,
Yeah, I know that
my
he is
down
a
to-
Crimson
my down-
Guardsman.
my down to nothing
Oh.
is still pretty heavily.
Oh, your
armored
macadendrites
armor.
have probably been taken off, I'd imagine.
That sucks.
That requires
He's-
surgery.
Yeah, he's gonna be unhappy about that. Even that dragon scale, removing that dragon scale is
Actually,
basically-
you're gonna be fucking
He's-
crippled then.
Yeah, he's gonna be. If he still has pain receptors, he's gonna be in pain because that dragon scale is basically his skin.
At least you know now how to fuck over Cairo.
Yeah. Well, I've done it before, but not this bad.
Dismantle him.
I would
The
not
macadendrites are one thing. I'm thinking more about the dragon scale.
I would
That's-
not
that's gonna hurt.
say they didn't have that much time, so especially probably your cell is like looking more tightly secured, like more runes that will prevent you from blasting out of here. But whatever you think that would have been slightly easier removable is removed, but not
All the
something
den-
that would
All the
require.
dendrites, basically, even my MIU, even my integrated Hellgun, that could probably be removed by someone.
Not something that
Tech
would
use.
require too
Yeah.
long time, but they
Yeah,
obviously would have
the
some.
dragon scale would the mechadendrites that could be all removable. Hell, the torch, the cutter, and my utility stuff. That's all one single thing. That's basically comes into one plug on my back. That could be taken off at once. The integrated Hellgun would be more difficult because it's connected directly to my brain. And the dragon scale would require literal surgery. That would be a multi-hour thing where they have to separate it from all the joints on my body. It's not just power armor. It is my skin now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He's
so-
gonna be pissed off.
Yeah. I mean, they knew that you are a threat, but don't forget. I mean, you are pretty entitled to be unhappy about this situation.
Oh, yeah.
But
And I'm still armed, even
as
if I
a
don't have
players,
anything.
but and especially as a characters, but you see what happens. So you see him stepping in, and if somebody has forbidden lore or just straight up logic because you heard many information about this guy, like forbidden lore, demon, or just heresy, or
I got
I'm
logic. Is that enough?
Logic. So I guess you were briefed about whom could be behind this entire thing? Who is the main
Oh, I know.
master behind?
Well, I've got demonology.
Yeah. So
Heresy, and I
basically,
got logic.
wow.
There you go.
Wow, Jesus
Damn.
Christ! What'd you get? A 1? Well, not a 1. A low number. 4. Wow.
So you realize that just not just now in front of the in the center of this prison floor or whatever it was before, but now it acts as a prison, steps Marabas himself, Lord of Change,
Oh, wow.
accompanied by Chaos Space Marine Terminators, and you see on them markings of Singe. Although you also spot, especially with that Heresy, you spot other Chaos markings that... No, just I'm gonna say that straight out loud, like with 10 degrees, that... bearing resemblance of Chaos Undivided.
Oh, joy.
Chaos Undivided.
Seeing a demon lord, am I going to have to do a fear roll?
I am fearless.
Me too.
Don't you have Fearless, Joe?
No, not yet.
Adept might not get it till later.
What is your insanity?
Squirm, lady boy,
because
squirm.
remember the thing. Like for example, if you have 30 insanity, unless creature has fear 4, you are immune to its fear. Like if it has
My
fear,
insanity is only 17.
This thing must be... Well, we know what
I
it
will
is.
I will check the fear.
Honestly, I think even people with Fearless should be made to roll something. This is Marabas.
Da 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 da
I
da.
have resistance fear, but I don't have fearless.
It would
Okay.
be fear 3 or fear.
I have his
Really?
stats. Marabas, Lord of Change.
Really? Only Fear 3?
He
Hell
has
no.
he
Fear
has
three.
fear 4.
Okay.
He has fear
so
4?
please
Yes,
don't fuck
Marabas
me.
has fear 4.
Ooh.
Isn't that with negatives?
That is with negative 30.
Holy shit, you rolled a 15 dice.
Nice.
And especially he's such
We
close by, you
back
don't
up.
feel the presence itself, like it doesn't affect you that much. But the thing with him is that as you step in, you might have your own opinions, like disregard it entirely, but mechanically what happens that all those within 25 meters of Marabas feel they are mere playthings at the whim of powers far beyond them. I'm not saying mechanically what does it do unless it... oh shit, okay, I'm gonna ignore that. He's like withholding that power of aura. And he offers on his ugly reptilian face, I actually might just give it a token. Not token, but how he... Well, he's not a nice guy. And he, as much as his face could show, hello?
Mhm.
Hello?
Yeah, for a moment I was afraid I disappeared.
Yep, I'm here.
We are listening.
As much as his face can express smugness and delight, well, how happy I am, so that you may join me in the moment of my triumph. Welcome, Inquisitors, to my humble abode. Let's get it on this with then, shall we? You might wonder, and now like you see this is the part when the villain like he's almost basking in like how it worked.
Time for a monologue.
Yeah, you might be wondering why you're still alive. Don't, it's not important right now. Nor this state will be permanent for and then like as he's like talking, he nods to someone, and one of the Chaos Marines in Terminator armor gets up to Maximilian's cell you see he does. Wait, no, I didn't. Yeah, there's like a electronic lock or some equivalent. He inputs a code. Cell opens up. He goes to a site and pulls out. Like, oh my god, what's the English translation for? When you are transporting like extremely dangerous prisoner on like not a wheelchair, but
A stretcher.
yeah, but he's like not horizontally, but yeah, okay, so something like a stretcher, but
like
he can pull.
I know what you're talking about.
He can pull this up so you'll be able to see the face of somebody who's on this so-called stretcher. So he does that. He pulls out Maximilian and he's brought near. Yeah, that's the thing. Or like Joker from Batman Arkham. I think there's a scene with that.
Oh yeah, in a straight jacket on one of those thingies.
Yeah. And he puts him near Marabas. I think. No wait, what he would say. Where were we? What perhaps is more on your minds is how did you find yourself in here? Well, hundreds years of planning tend to pay out, but also having a right man in a right place. And then like you see that he's like, slightly smacking Maximilian, and you see that Maximilian himself was unconscious. He was slightly pale, but there were no signs of corruption at all, and there are none after he like what? It's like as he sees Marabas and tries to rear back and just starts screaming because he completely fails his freaking save against fear. And like Marabas shh, and then like he like puts his ugly face on his like ugly hand on Maximilian's face, and like it's like and you might be wondering how he managed to avoid your detection. How neither interrogation nor telepathy managed to get him. Well, if somebody like me has a long time to think, to plan, to prepare, one tends to learn how his enemies work. And thus, sadly, I was forced to put my first servant into shell of weak men serving the Corpse Emperor. But alas, now that his duty is finished, I may free him from this pitiful state and allow him to resume. Not restart. Yep. Although he's that kind of demon that is just like reveling. And then this is resume rightful place belong me. Oh, yeah, that was. And then you see that he starts making hand motions and actually feel like almost strange power starts swirling around his stuff. And obviously after several seconds, like he takes the hand out and Maximilian is still screaming bloody murder. And then puts his claw finger, one of the claws, on Maximilian's forehead and draws blood. And then you see like this small dripples of blood starts forming into a sign. Maximilian's eyes start changing color, and his screams of absolute fear start turning into howls of mad laughter. Something like probably from like ah ha ha ah yes. And then you see like his skin starts going into sickly color, eyes turn maybe not almost purely red. And then just few swift motions and Marabas frees him for calves, jackets and whatnot. And Maximilian stands beside him, offers a deep bow, kneeling on one knee. My lord, I have returned. And yes, excellent job. Yeah, so basically that was a roundabout explanation. Marabas kinda knew and expected that Maximilian will be checked against telepathy and whatnot, and he is a master sorcerer. Like that's his shtick, which is what's the name? Yeah, supreme sorcerer. Yeah, he's a supreme.
What
sorcerer.
if Caden is actually Marabas?
Hmm.
Oh shit!
Spoiler: he's not.
Damn.
That would be way too. It's just I'm basically explaining that because he had time, he probably burned a fake coin to make sure that this absolutely succeeds or has like critical success. He took great careful crafting.
Let me. I guess Mariana would actually again yawn
Basically,
once more.
what he ripped
honestly.
off, what the idea ripped off was the same thing that anybody watch Death Note here? What
Yes.
I have seen it.
Light Yagami did with his memory stuff.
Oh yeah.
Although on kinda more complicated scale. But basically Marabas had time, worked out how Inquisition works. He expected telepathy interrogations, so what's the best way to make sure Maximilian is not detected? Well, make sure he's in a shell of a loyal servant of Emperor. That will break given time. But yeah, sorry, Moriana, I wanted to.
She yawns once more and simply just says, "Oh, let me guess. He became a demon host the first time when he was found aboard his ship after your lot had claimed the crew. I always thought it funny how he was the last one alive, even though there were traitor legions reported aboard his vessel as well. You claim yourself to be a great puppet master, but I am unimpressed thus far."
There's the day, or perhaps night, considering how this place is still young. Besides, I only began my final ascension to my plans. And then one of the Marines guys beside him like leans in to whisper something, and all of you can make a awareness test.
Cool. My awareness should be +10, not flat.
Mind if I do?
They remove my mechadendrite, so I do it at flat.
Damn, we
And I just
nosy.
barely. I would have gotten way higher if I had had all.
A 5, a 2, and a 9, and a 32. We want to know.
Yeah, before that he responded to Moriana something on the lines that turning him into Demon House would be... he would not be able to hide. It's not a matter of being Demon Host, just a matter of having mastery over one's mind and crafting. And what Chaos Marine whispers, he says that actually a few things. One, he says that Primaris and Adept reached inner sanctum and primary core. They are beginning to charge up this weapon, and he's like, not excellent. And he also informs that this platoon of yours, although he doesn't say exactly platoon, he says just Imperial units are separated. No, he doesn't say separated, he doesn't say where they are, but we have them surrounded and enclosed. We can finish any moment. And Marabas just nods and says, oh, I would love to chat more, but alas, duties. After today, well, Chaos will see that it does us no good to bicker and together, and may I say undivided, we shall truly ascend to our rightful place.